Some toys were so cool back in the 70s and 80s that teachers didn't want you to bring them to school. They wanted to ban toys. So we're going to look at 10 toys teachers try to ban. Guys, we're back with another video. Yesterday I told you about a toy that was laced with drugs. And today I'm going to tell you about 10 toys from the 70s and 80s that teachers just got so upset that we loved, they wanted to ban them. They were too distracting to bring to school or dangerous or whatever. I don't know about you as a kid, especially a boy, if you found out that a toy was on that list of toys that teachers just didn't like, that they didn't want you to bring to school, that just made you want it even more. Am I right? Come on, you know I am. You know I am. So let's look at 10 times teachers try to put their foot down and tell kids, don't bring that to school. But you know we snuck them in. You know we did. So let's take a look at them. And we're going to start right here with number 10. You knew this one was going to be on the list. Around 1986, teachers were fed up with kids bringing garbage pail kid trading cards to school. Oh, to any adult, especially a female adult, these were disgusting. Oh, don't bring those to school. Get them out of here. That's what the teachers were saying. They're like, we're trying to teach you about math and arithmetic and all that stuff, and you're bringing in babies with their head exploding. Well, teachers tried as they might, but kids would still sneak them into school. And as you know about this one right here, can you believe it? Slap bracelets. Now, these were big. I think they started in the early 80s or something. They were really big around the late 80s, at least in my area, because the local fair would come to town, and it seemed like they always had slap bracelets. And I didn't know until I was doing this video that it upset parents and teachers, I guess, mostly, who wanted to ban them from school. They was like, we're trying to teach here, and kids are slapping their wrist with a bracelet. And I think overall they thought the kids were gonna get hurt, was gonna hurt themselves. Kids, get over it. Who cares? Get a little bruise on your wrist. It's a slap bracelet. We're not talking about a toy thing that's going to kill somebody here. But in 1989, yep, teachers were upset at slap bracelets and was like, get them out of here. Now, here's one I did a video on. I'm sure you know about this one right here. Mad balls. Again, if it's disgusting, if it's gross out toy, teachers, again, female teachers, or what we call today Karens, didn't want them anywhere near the school. We're trying to teach here. We have to look at this disgusting ball. We'll get used to it. You probably look at disgusting balls when you get home. Yep, mad balls. They wanted to ban them, and they did. Some schools did. They banned these around 1985. You couldn't bring in mad balls to school. Crazy, right? Well, let's go back to the 70s, or around 1975 for this doll right here. Yeah, teachers trying to ban a doll. And this wasn't just teachers upset about this. Parents were upset about this one also, because it's a nice little girl doll. You're like, what's so wrong with this? Can you believe this doll? You had dolls that go to the bathroom. You had dolls that you had to feed. You know what this doll did? It grew tits. Can you believe it? They made a doll that grew tits. Now, it wasn't just teachers here. Parents were apparently upset about this one also. I don't know. It's like, I bought my daughter this little doll because she had E cups just like her. Now her dad won't stop playing with it because it has double D cups, like his secretary. Oh, man, crazy. And then check this out right here. Again, from the 70s, 1978. Teachers, parents also, not just teachers. A lot of people was upset with this one. A gay Barbie doll. Well, it wasn't a Barbie doll. It was a gay doll, like a Barbie doll. And it was called Gay Bob. He came out of the closet. Wasn't no denying. Bob was gay. Bob was gay. Said right there on the package. Gay Bob. Wasn't no doubt about it. Didn't mean Happy Bob. No, it didn't. And let's go to 1986. And we talked about the garbage pail dolls. Well, what about those Cabbage Patch dolls? Can you believe it? Teachers were trying to ban them. Yeah, teachers they were tired of these little girls coming to school with their Cabbage Patch doll. Amy's got a cuter one than me, and then Danielle gets all. They start fighting and everything because who's got the cuter? Three kids has got a Cabbage Patch doll. The other kid, Sally, she couldn't find one. Her parents wouldn't get her one. It was too expensive. I couldn't find it. Who knows? Maybe they got a fight at Walmart. People were getting in fights at Zayre's and Walmart and Kmart back then for these dolls. Well, teacher said, hey, we're here to learn. We're not here to play with your stupid Cabbage Patch dolls. Leave them at home. You can have them, just don't bring them to school. And to me, out of all the gross out disgusting toys, this should be number one. These things are ugly and disgusting. Oh. Now let's look at a school that did this. Yeah, can you believe it? They outlawed bikes. You couldn't ride your bike to school. How are you supposed to get it? We didn't have Uber back then. Sure, some of us walked to school or took that yellow bus, but no, we had to ride our bikes. That was fun. Then school gets out. You don't got to go straight home. You go through the woods, jump some ramps, and go to your friend Bobby's house. You can do a lot of stuff. But can you believe it? They banned bicycles. Oh, I couldn't go to a school that wanted to ban bicycles. The kids even ride bicycles today? Oh. And here's one that you know at number 8's on the list right here. Yep, Dungeons and Dragons. Well, when I say parents, when I say parents, I mean moms. And when I say teachers, I mean female teachers. They always wanting to ban stuff. So the moms and the female teachers, they were on board with this one. They wanted to ban Dungeons and Dragons. Not just the toys for Dungeons and Dragons, but the book, the playing the game, anything with Dungeons and Dragons, they wanted to get rid of it. I don't know why. It's Dungeons and Dragons, for God's sakes. I don't know. I don't know anybody play this as a kid. Maybe it's just my area. You know, I heard about it because of the panic, you know, the satanic panic and everything. But I never did know anyone that played it. Maybe I was too young. I think you had to, you know, when it was really big in the early 80s, right into the mid 80s, I was probably too young. I just didn't have any cool friends, I guess. I'm not really sure why. Let's go to number 9 on the list. Let's go to number, I think that's 8. I got my numbers mixed up. That was number 3. Let's go to number 2 on the list. Can you believe this one? I did a whole video on this one also. Skateboard Smash-Ups, released in 1987. These things are gross out. I love them. They got like skateboarders with like saw blades through their heads and everything. And you can imagine if it's a gross out toy with saw blades through their head and everything, you know what happened. Teachers got upset when you brought them to school. And again, when I say teachers, I mean female teachers, or what we call Karens today. Back in the day, we just called it a bitch. We just say, hey, Miss Pineapple's just being a bitch. But now you say, hey, Miss Pineapple's a Karen. That's why we said, hey, you get away from it. Maybe they don't know. I don't know. You can get away from it saying Karen. Now let's go to number 1 on the list, because this is not really a teacher. It's a guy. It's a guy. Can you believe number 1's a guy? It's a guy. You know what he wanted to do? He wanted to ban all toys at school. He wanted to get rid of them all. You got a toy? Get rid of it. Not bring it to school. We're here to learn. And in this article here, he talks about how it's not right here. Some kids don't even have enough money to eat dinner or whatever, and they're starving. And then here comes a kid at school with his $50, $60 toy. Well, it's not his fault that his parents got a job and make money. Shouldn't make him not be able to bring his Voltron to school because some poor kid couldn't eat oatmeal. This guy, he wasn't even blaming G.I. Joe. He couldn't even let you bring G.I. Joe to school. Crazy. I don't know, half the fun of school was bringing stuff. Show and tell day, sneaking into school. Yeah, we used to sneak them to school. We know we did. But believe it or not, that's 10 things teachers try to get you not to take to school. Man, that was a short video. It took me longer to find these 10 than it did to even talk about them. Wasn't much go in here. I just wanted to show you 10 toys that teachers were like, no, get that out of the classroom.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.